This isn't a video about evil people. It's about how modern life slowly trained normal people to become afraid of their own kindness. Because nowadays, your brain often doesn't see someone in need first, it sees a potential trap. And honestly, you can see it everywhere now. Imagine this: you're walking down the street and suddenly a stranger approaches you, or you see someone causing a scene in public. What's your first reaction? Jump in and be the hero? Probably not. Most of us now will avoid eye contact, walk a little faster, or quickly move away to avoid trouble. At most, stand far away watching it like some random real life drama scene. Sounds cold, right? But the truth is, that reaction feels completely reasonable now. Not because people today suddenly became worse, but because the world now has everyone obsessed with scams, manipulation, staged situations, drama, situations where getting involved the wrong way can suddenly bring trouble onto yourself. And the internet did something huge. It exposed all of that in front of people every single day. You open your phone and immediately see people getting scammed, people getting taken advantage of, people helping the wrong person, extremely weird real life situations. But at the same time, the internet also shows us the opposite: good people, kind actions, strangers helping each other, very ordinary real life hero stories. So the problem isn't people don't believe in kindness anymore. People actually still want kindness to exist. It's just that nowadays a lot of people aren't sure anymore. Is the situation in front of me real kindness or a problem I shouldn't get involved in? And because of that, we started looking for kindness in a place that feels safer: the internet. Because if you really look closely, we're still very emotional when it comes to kindness. Videos of strangers helping each other, someone standing up for another person, a small kind act, still go viral all the time. Millions of people still leave supportive comments, donate, support strangers online, comfort people through a screen. So clearly, empathy hasn't disappeared. We still love the feeling of being helped, seeing other people being kind, believing there are still good people out there. But a very modern contradiction started appearing. People just increasingly don't want to directly become the person involved in that situation. This caution isn't cowardice, it's a survival algorithm of the brain in an age of information overload. When you see too many staged incidents online, your brain automatically labels real life kindness as dangerous. We didn't lose our morals. We're just upgrading our defense systems so we don't become prey for people who exploit kindness. That's the real shift. Nowadays, a lot of people will still comment, "Hope you're okay," share posts to help others, donate online, support from a distance. But in real life, when standing in front of an unexpected situation, the brain starts calculating risk very quickly. Not because they don't care, but because self-protection has almost become instinct at this point. Everyone knows good people exist, but bad people exist too. Scams are real, manipulation is real, and sometimes helping the wrong person can genuinely drag you into unnecessary trouble. So the modern mindset slowly becomes helping people is good, but it's best not to turn yourself into the next victim. And that's how we shifted into a state called safe distance kindness. Like, I still want to help, but I don't want to get pulled directly into that situation. And honestly, I get it. Life right now has made us overstimulated, exhausted, and the internet forces us to consume way too much pain every day through a screen. So when our ability to empathize gets drained by the virtual world, we no longer have enough emotional reserve energy left to deal with real life problems. That's why we choose safe mode kindness, a way to still feel like I'm a good person without having to sacrifice the little piece we still have left. It's not because nobody cares. It's because nobody wants to be the first person taking that risk. And honestly, we do have the right to feel that way. Because at the end of the day, self-protection isn't wrong. Being careful isn't wrong. Being cautious isn't wrong. Not wanting to turn yourself into the next victim isn't wrong either. Actually, nowadays, it's almost become the default reflex. The problem is, when too many people think this way, we slowly start standing outside of every situation. Not because we're heartless, but because nobody wants to become the first person caught up in trouble. You've probably noticed this too. The internet loves videos like these: good people videos, real-life hero videos, or clips where someone's in trouble and nobody around helps. Those videos almost always go viral, and the comments are full of outrage. How can people be so cold? No one helped at all. If it were me, I would have stepped in. But honestly, I always wonder about one thing. Out of all the people commenting like that, how many would actually step in if that situation happened right in front of them in real life? Not through a screen, not after already knowing who was right and who was wrong, but an actual random real life situation. Not knowing what's happening, not knowing if it's dangerous, not knowing whether helping might suddenly turn into a huge problem for yourself. Honestly, it's hard to blame anyone, because the line between real and fake feels so thin now. But if we all just stand still forever, then we'll stay trapped in this suspicion forever too. And maybe that's the hardest reverse thinking lesson of this era. Don't let caution turn into apathy, and don't let the dark side of this world harden your heart. But also don't let kindness turn into naivety, and don't let yourself become a victim because of ignorance. Instead of asking, why doesn't anyone help? Maybe we should ask, how can we help each other without being afraid? Real kindness doesn't mean you have to be some reckless hero. It just requires you to stay aware enough not to turn your back, and brave enough to keep your heart from freezing in a world full of suspicion. What do you think about this? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoy Vex Oriss content, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. Thank you guys for listening.